We're both streaming then now.
Yep. Hello
Okay,
again,
good.
everyone. We are back with the IGTL Route 2's pre-season. Once again featuring Mr. DJ Robber himself.
The original.
And the best.
Yep. Original's always better than the sequel.
Yeah, we know that for sure. This is race 2 at the Nürburgring, so same format as the last race, except obviously we're on a different track. Just watching the current runners who... We've got 39, 60 people in the lobby now. I think that's now... We had a full lobby last time, didn't we?
I think we did, yeah. So this is preparation for the first race. Is this the qualifying?
Yeah. Oh no, I believe we're in practice at the moment.
Alright, when does qualifying begin?
Qualifying, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 5:45. I'll have to check in a minute.
Just a quick rundown of the rules. This race 1 is a... Is it sprint race, would you call it? It's a lapped race.
Yes.
And there's a joker lap.
Sprint race. Yeah, 20 minute or, well, not 20 minute, 11 lap sprint race. We're going to have, like you say, it's on hard tyres exclusively, and we're going to have a joker lap in between. You can just go in the pits once.
Yeah, so you'll see every driver after pitting at some point in the 11 laps, so they won't be changing anything. Which adds somewhat of a strategic element for Buki's stops, I'm not sure why. Does add somewhat of a strategy as to when you do your joke a lot. We don't seem to have many people in the race at the moment.
Yeah, they did say we're going to have a lot of reserves, so much for that.
Yeah, but there's also only 8 people racing at the moment. 9 even. Luckman's in.
Yeah.
There's another one coming in. There should be, is it 14, I believe, because then there's plus us too.
Okay.
Just a quick rundown of who we've got at the moment. There's Taz, who's got the fastest lap at the moment. We've got Crazy Bottocks in. Blade of Shadows, welcome. Squeaks, he's currently 3rd with his time at the moment. There he is. Foxy, pretty box standard red livery really. And the Honda. Athenium, he's stopped, I think that's a Nissan he's in. Jombi, also in a Nissan. Fubuki's with the Lexus, and Luckman is in a car. Can't tell which one it is from here. Is that
oh, he's had a livery change.
He has, yes. Janet made that one. I've seen it. I saw Janet make that one.
In fact, look, we've got the chat. It's Marlo Janet. Hello there. I don't believe it has a correct number board on it, but I won't press that too much.
Athenium's also out. He's got... Actually, did I mention Athenium? I think I did. In the GTS, yellow flags down the main street. There's a lot of yellow flags down the main street. Someone stopped.
Athenium, of course, showed probably the most pace out of anyone.
In Suzuka, yeah. He did in race 2, anyway.
Yeah, not quite consistency-wise, but apart from that...
I know it's you, Jake. I know. But, yeah, no, as far as the... Oh, Jombi's gone off. Yeah, no, in the last race, Athenium, I believe he was winning the race 1, and then I think, was it at the hairpin right at the end? No, he was 2nd, chasing down Luckman, and then coming into the final couple laps, he spun coming out the hairpin. No, I'm sure that was Athenium. Athenium spun coming out the hairpin, and then that's what cost, and then Luckman went through to win. And then after...
Let's not argue too much.
Positive Athenium was 2nd, and then look, yeah, no, I'm sure of it, but oh well. I'm not 100% sure if there's a chance to join. Obviously, with you not having any of the Group 2 cars, I don't think you'll be able to race.
me have a look. I believe it's in 2 minutes, but we might have overshot. I hope we haven't overshot.
Budge Fett with his West Ham livery.
Okay, we're going to go for stock check now, because we are apparently running a bit late.
Okay, well, if Crazy's stopped on track as well, if Sejek gets a Group 2 car but has to miss the first race, would that be okay if there's still space for him to join in race 2?
I believe so. I don't know if.
Oh, M3's gone spinning off. This is now the stuck check for race 1.
Let's see what a provisional start would look like. If we can preview, please. Oh. There we go. Let's see how everything looks.
Squeaker's on pole, Taz and Crazy apparently for this stuck check.
I think it's just going off of.
It's going off of, yeah. No one's really going too quick on that.
We can actually see the lights and how they form. See, lights are out.
Indeed they are.
How's everyone getting along? We've got people pulling to the inside and outside. Fraser's dropped back massively.
One thing you'll have to know. Oh, someone's kicking off. Fabuki Foxy's facing spinning. Fabuki's off and round. And I think that was Crazy dropped a long way back. Lutman's going, so I think he might have been involved in an incident and letting someone through. Fabuki's at the back. An interesting stuck check.
That Lexus appears to get not the best starts. If you look at the Hondas and everything compared to Lexus, a lot of them have dropped back. They're all going to start leaving now.
One interesting thing to note with this track, of course, is that the way turn 1 is it's a sharp hairpin at the bottom of the hill, and all of them are just going to be flying through into that hairpin at once. It's going to be quite the opening lap.
Mm-hmm. If everyone isn't entirely the best, or isn't entirely the best behaved, it's going to be a bit of a mess in there.
To be fair, as far as overtaking is concerned, that turn 1 could probably be, if not the best chance on the track.
Easily,
it would appear.
Anyone else?
You could
Right,
possibly.
we're now in qualifying.
Indeed, we are. So that does mean qualifying begins.
Who are we having? Oh shit! I need to add easy user.
For the first race in the Nürburgring, Luckman's going straight out into qualifying, not hanging around. So is Squeaks and Foxy, kind of just coasting. I wonder if he's trying to get a gap to Squeaks. Don't want to get held up in qualifying. Don't really blame him too much.
Oh, there we go. Found him. I've just wasted a lot of time there, but I'm probably going to be on their own laps, so it doesn't much. Easy, you are now free to drop in. Right, Lookman, like you say, immediately out, followed closely by Squeakers. Foxy and Budge, not quite the same distance. Oh, Budge getting a 3.4 second penalty, 7 gigs maybe.
Squeaks has gotten past Luckman. I wonder if Luckman's just getting track position. He doesn't want to get held up on the flying lap, of course. I think that's why.
I think it's slipstream.
Yeah, it could be that, but that's why I reckon the reason Foxy dropped massively back, because he came slow coming out the pit lane. He might have been dropped back trying to get a gap to the cars in front, because of all the things that can happen on a qualifying lap, being stuck behind someone is probably the worst to happen.
Yeah.
That would also explain. We've got a huge gap between Taz and Athenaeum, who's Athenaeum just coming out. Taz is coming around the hairpin. Not everyone seems to have just dived straight out.
Yeah, I think there's a few people just waiting for the traffic to die down. However, you know, we've got Squeakers coming around.
Luckman's just come out of the pits. Not out of the pits, he's just teleported back to the pits. Squeaks is about to start his flying lap.
Yeah, I'm going to go on board with Squeaks just to see how he starts his flying lap. So around the final corner, down back straight now. We're starting a flying lap, coming on the long run down to turn 1. These things have a very good brake, so they can brake a lot later to turn 1 than the 100 metre. well, not a lot later. He's going to get a wider entry, try and get to speed up, point it towards the immediate outside of turn 2. Nice able to be putting the one a little bit right, one a little bit wide. These tricky 2 corners here. Not taking the best line through then. Rather would have stuck to the outside and then
giving out, staying out. The Yukfu's just staying out the way, I think, of all the cars at the moment. Trying to, he's actually stopped now as Yukfu. I didn't know if we were just trying to stay out the way. He has now stopped.
Echo,
Someone else is going out. Easy geezer. He's now leaving the pit lane now.
Okay. Yeah, it's alright, Frosty.
Well, Jacob, I'm sure I'm just going to agree with you on that one. Jake, there are 2 races. There is this one, which is an 11-lap race. Oh, Squeak's getting a huge moment for the Schumacher race there.
That's to be expected with these cars, though. You get on the curves once, you're very, really dead. Nice and clean through these nice and left sections. This track seems to like the S sections, isn't it? Yes, Frosty.
Yeah, so Jake, there are 2 races. This one's an 11-lap sprint race. The next one's a timed race. Where tyre wear's on in that one, isn't it?
Yes, the second race is tyre wear.
Tyre wear, mediums and hards. Squeaks is about to come around the final corner to complete his lap. Oh, he's hit the pit lane!
That's a mistake you don't want to make. I've made that.
And he's gone off. That's thrown his lap away. I was just about to say, it's looked a pretty decent lap. I've not seen much of it. It didn't seem too bad aside from that at the S. Other than that, it didn't seem too bad. And then he did that at the final corner. His Budge, who comes through the final corner much sensibly.
Did Budge make a mistake as well? He doesn't seem to be quite there.
Taz, I believe that might be the first representative time. Is Taz? Glad we're finally getting people in, I suppose. But Taz has set the first. Where's Athenium?
We've got Athenium next to come.
No, it's oh yeah, Foxy.
He's got damage. He had damage from him as well. I'll just see for this sector if he's currently improving.
Foxy 15 seconds off Squeaks and 18 seconds off Taz. I wonder if Foxy's had a moment somewhere.
I do not believe Athenium is currently running on pole. Squeaks, we already did the stock check.
I believe Athenium area is now coming through the final corner. Someone appears to have spun at the final corner. That's causing a yellow flag. Didn't seem to cause Athenium any issues. Here he comes around the final corner. He's not quicker than Taz. I wonder if Athenium, seemingly a long way off the pace there, I wonder if that's just a start or if that's truly the issues. We'll see how that works for Athenium. He's surely going to improve on that. M3 guy goes second. Taz currently looking like he's got the quickest time at the moment. Has Crazy settled on? No, he hasn't. Doesn't have the same error as Schumacher, as Squeaks has in the Schumacher race.
Who else is yet to settle that? Let's have a look. Crazy is currently yet to settle that. He's going round.
He's coming down onto the back straight. He's on a flying lap now. It doesn't look like he's quicker than Taz. There were a couple of the guys that have set times, I believe, have made errors somewhere because they just do not look to have been quick times.
Oh shit, no. This is Wally.
Foxy does go faster. He goes 5th at the moment, half a second down on Squeaks. Where does Crazy come? He comes up to the line and he goes 4th. He's 4th. He slots between Budge and Squeaks. Where is Athenium? I think Athenium's just gone purple for a sector. He is indeed. Athenium's half a second up in sector 2. Or sector 3, whichever way around it works.
Yeah, Athenium definitely on purple sector, like you say. Let's just see.
This is looking like a good lap.
Very easy to lose through here.
We saw Squeaks go wrong at his final corner somehow. Not 100% sure how, but here we go out the final corner.
But yeah, I think it's going to be under 150.
It's considerably quicker. It is indeed. It's a 150.0, only just within 150. That, no surprises there. Puts him on provisional pole position.
Foxy appears off, not sure what's happened there. Hyper Trio, that's one of my friends, I need to get him immediately out. There you go, sorry about that.
Here's Yuck Fu, I didn't actually notice, he's now third.
Easy Geezer appears to have abandoned this lap, not sure what's happened there. I have received an invitation in one race, I need to turn my notifications off probably.
Foxy currently the slowest of those setting a lap, he's half a second down on Squeaks at the moment. Easy Geezer. Okay, nope, scratch that. Easy Geezer sets a 2 minutes 16. I'm willing to bet that's not an actual time of his.
Might have been cancelled.
Frosty though, let's watch what he does for the Schumacher race. We've seen this catch out a couple of people already.
Clean, relatively. I think what you saw there, he just got on, he just mounted the actual curb, just managed to get both wheels down on each side.
Oh, he's gone a bit wide through there. That's going to cost him a bit of time. And that's a penalty. That's going to cost him more than a bit of time. He's going to have to slow down. That's that lap ruined. Where's Luckman?
He will most likely abandon that lap.
Luckman's coming through the same corner where Frosty went wide. Oh, is this an out lap? Okay.
And we've got two in the pits at the moment.
Jombi and Fubuki in the pits. I don't think Fubuki and Jombi's actually gone out yet. I wonder why they're waiting in the pit lane for so long.
That's weird. But who else is doing a lap at the moment? We've got M3 guy currently running. Let's see how he's looking. This is an outlap, I believe.
Miss outlap at the moment. Budge has just gone faster, I believe, on a time. Not sure where.
We've now got Luckman going onto his flying lap.
Is Luckman on his lap? Where's Luckman? There's Luckman. Right, let's watch him go into this first corner. You got to pick the right braking zone for this one.
Not
and then with
entry, but he seems to have got it there.
He looked a bit slow out the exit. He looked slow out the exit of the first corner.
Yeah, I think that's just trying to shift into an early gear, trying not to affect the wheel spin. Doesn't look to be on the best lap.
He looks. That was looking very slow through there. It's very unfortunate. He doesn't look like he's on it. What time is this? It's the first sector. It does not look like the best time. This from Luckman. This struggled opening to lap.
Don't have a measure of time yet, but it's not purple, so immediately messing these up. We appear to have actually missed Athenium falling into the 140s.
Oh, so he has. Yeah, no, Crazy is... Oh, never mind, I was just about to say Crazy in second. He's dropped down third as Squeakers now goes onto the front row of the grid. Pretty impressive 50.5 from Squeaks. He did really well with that one. Pal's coming into the pits. Yuck Fu is starting a new lap. Budge is coming through the chicane at the end of the lap. I think he's improving on his time here. What's he going to do? He comes around the final corner now. Is he going to improve his position? He's currently in 6th.
Easy to get out of that.
Budge does improve. Budge goes 4th and less than he's 1/100th of a second less than Crazy. That's got to be disappointing. Frosty pops himself inside the top 3. Foxy's gone off, and I think someone else went off. Yep, Yuck Fu's stopped. Luckman starting a new lap. Fubuki's still not gone out on track. Jombi's beginning his lap.
We'll have to end it all. We'll have to end it all there.
Oh, is that qualifying over?
Yeah, probably should have been a minute ago. Probably. That's my bad. No, I don't seem to be very on the ball today, do I? Luckman actually get set a good lap there. He's jumped Squeakers.
He has indeed. He's put himself on the front row. So if that's qualifying over, then that means that Athenium is on pole position with Luckman second. We could see another wheel-to-wheel battle between Luckman and Athenium for this race, like we did have in Suzuka last week.
Well, Luckman, you are second.
Yes, you got one lap of qualify, but you still managed to get on the front row. So I don't know why you're complaining about that.
Of course, we've got Crazy Buttocks doing very well in 5th, just ahead of
Frosty stops Crazy. He's coming around the final corner. He's very narrowly ahead of Budge, who's stopped. I reckon that is indeed qualifying over. I think everyone knows that pretty much. They're all stopped and waiting on track. Fubuki didn't even go out on track, I noticed, so he's going to be starting round at the back. I'm not 100% sure what the thinking is behind that. Easy
Right,
Geezer
so
slowing
everyone...
into turn 1. M3 guys in the pits.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what went on.
I'm really not sure what the thinking is. So what for Boogie? What's with the delay, eh?
I have no idea. I'm just waiting for everyone to make sure we're all done. I've got Bookie and M3 in the pits, but I'm just going to class them in. How many Nissans? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3. Let's start. What's Foxy in? Oh, Foxy's in the Honda, I remember. 11 up. Right, yeah, that. Number of 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we've got 6 even.
Just looking at this gathering of cars coming through. Is it turn 3? Yep. We've got Athenai, Budge and Luckman all staring each other down off the off-road of turn 3 at the moment.
We need someone from the Nissan in a Honda. Oh, thank you, Frosty.
I think there was someone that was in the wrong car. Because
yeah,
it looked
was...
as though everyone was complaining that they were in the wrong car. Was it? I remember it was.
Easy Geezer.
Easy Geezer. There's Squeakers going backwards on the exit of the hairpin. And it's Taz. Yokfu's coming out of the pits. Fubuki's still in. M3 guys still in. And Frosty's dropped out at the moment. Is he switching car?
Yes, I believe he is.
Right then. M3 guys at the moment, he's in 12th. But I'm not too sure who's... Easy Geezer's coming back out now in a GTR. So I know Fubuki we didn't go out. I'm sure M3 guy went out on track and set a qualifying time. We have definitely got a gathering of cars on the escape road now. There just all seems to be a collection of them.
Oh, just wait one time, that's fuck.
Jake, if you have the group 2, would you say Jake's able to jump in now real quick? Just before the race starts? He obviously won't. Probably not. Alright, I think Jake might have... Jake, you'll have to wait till the next race then.
Make a decisive decision. Right, I believe we're already, are we?
I think so. So one thing for the viewers to look out for is, of course, the Joker lap at some point in the race, not on the first lap or the last lap, is to do the go into the pits, though they don't need to. They don't need to change tyres, just go through the pits. It's a Joker lap.
Just a mandatory kind of slow down, extended lap kind of thing. Alright, let's go.
Alright, here we go then for the first race. Am I commentating the start then?
Yeah, you go for it.
Alright then. So here we are then for the first race of the Nürburgring round for round 2 of the pre-season Lobby B. Here we go then. It's time for the grid. Athenheim's on pole position, Lukman Ali in second on the front row, both in the GTR, so it could be crucial to keep an eye on how the GTR start, with Squeakers behind. Tensions building, the lights come on. And it's lights out, and away we go for this first race here in the Nürburgring. Yukfu instantly moving over. Budge looks to have made a bit of collision at the back. Athenheim goes instantly to cover off Lukman. Lukman goes to the outside. Who's going to dive down the inside? Crazy, making drastic movements across the middle of the track. I think someone's going a bit wild on the entry. That's John B, who's ran a bit wide. Where's Athenheim?
Dropped 2 places off the start.
Someone's gone. Squeakers is spinning round and round and round and round. Disastrous for Squeakers. Athenheim has indeed dropped down to third, and Frosty now moves up into second in the NSX. The NSX has come to spoil the GTR's day as he splits the two off the line.
I'm guessing Squeakers might have just caught the curb or something, because that is an unnatural place to spin, and you know, it's slippery, but...
M3 going down the inside of Easy Geezer, not quite. And there is the start to the race then. It was all relatively clean. Didn't seem to be much content. Athenheim almost went deep then. I thought he was going to clatter the back of Frosty, then he came very close to doing so, but the top 3 are indeed breaking away.
I think that was Easy Geezer and...
Oh, Budge has gone. Budge almost lost it then. He's dropped back from the pack.
M3 guy is most likely to try.
Easy Geezer looks to have the run coming out the Schumacher S on Foxy. He comes down the inside. No, he doesn't. He had a look, but it was not quite enough there.
We've got a pack of cars just at the very end of the grid. The John B, Fubuki and Squeakers are all probably to take a position. Lukman's actually run away with it. We've got... Oh, it's actually defending from Athenheim here.
Lukman has decided to build out a gap. Athenheim looking to shape a move up on Frosty. Frosty's taking a lot of curve on the entry there. Someone's spinning round. There's been a collision. M3 guys facing backwards, and there's someone else. I think there's been a bit of a collision at the chicane. M3 guy was indeed reversing up the track then for a second, and Squeakers still picking up the rounds, and Foxy and John B's going side by side for the final corner. Who's going to get the better run?
Athenheim found his way past Extra Frosty while we weren't looking.
Oh, too busy having a look at the huge incident at the back of the pack. Extra Frosty trying to keep with Athenheim, otherwise the GTRs may run away with this one again. It is a reverse grid, isn't it?
No,
Frosty's going over the grass. Is it not reverse grid for the second race? What it was?
It's fastest for this one, and then we'll reverse it on the next race.
Right, so yeah, for the next race it's reverse grid, so whoever wins this one will be starting at the back, which will be testing their ability to overtake. Someone's got a penalty. It's Budge who's got a 4.4 second penalty there.
That's a big penalty. Why do you reckon he's got that from? Was that maybe a collision?
Not sure. It might it's either a collision or he's cut the corner somewhere, probably through that first sector. Though no one else seems to have one. So as Yukfu does find a way past Crazy the hairpin, is Crazy able to stay close enough to Yukfu through the Schumacher S? He looks to have gotten the wrong line into it.
Frosty taking an awkward line into the final S there.
Is Frosty running the box standard NSX livery?
Yes.
Believe he is. Yes, because Frosty had to change last minute, didn't he? Athenheim over a second back to Lukman, but that gap is coming down in the slipstream. Yeah. Frosty at 1.5 seconds.
He's dropped 5
Someone's Yukfu was on the grass.
I think Crazy made a bit of a mistake. I think Athenheim's made a bit of a mess of himself through that chicane. So all of a sudden, He's dropped 5/10. Getting back obviously now, but
Frosty's in the slipstream. He's half a second. Is he going to get any closer? Maybe not.
It's not going to be enough unless he's going to go for a massive.
Budge is in. Budge is in. Budge is taking his joker lap now by the looks of things. Foxy's also in. Speaking of penalties, Squeakers has got a 6-second penalty. Starting to get rid of that at the final corner. M3.
Seeing as he's near the back, that's really going to hurt his race pace. All of a sudden, back down.
M3 and Jombie have both overtaken Squeaks, and Foxy's coming out the pits to finish his joker lap. So that's Budge and Foxy done the joker lap.
Right now, it's pretty much. Oh no, I was going to say it's a perfect top 6, as in Nissan, Honda, Lexus, but Yotfu obviously just holding on, well, not holding on, he's comfortably in 6th from Easy Geezer.
Who's a full 9 seconds back is Easy Geezer. I don't know why we've suddenly got this thing where just there's a huge gap between a bunch of the cars. Speaking of which, Foxy pulls up to the inside of M3. Not enough there, he's not ahead, and that's Foxy staying behind. Squeak
Foxy just gave ERC a bit of a lock up there.
And Foxy's losing it on the exit. Squeaks uses this opportunity in the run down to the hairpin. Not quite, but is Squeaks going to go into the inside? No, he's not. He's going to wait Foxy out. If he can get the run out of here, he could, because all this is straight, is flat out now until, or at least mostly flat out. They're into breakdown until this next S. And he's right on the back of him. Squeaks pulls over to the outside, and that's Foxy going down the inside. That was very nearly 3 wide there. That almost went 3 wide. M3 runs wide. Is that Squeaks shaping up a move on Foxy? Yes, it is. And he's down the inside. Squeaks down the inside.
That's nearly a double.
And Squeaks has got the run out of on M3 as well. And Foxy's got the slipstream from Squeaks to find his way past M3. M3's losing 2 positions. Last of the late breakers though.
He's going to go for the inside.
It's a chicane. It's never good to try and make a move in the chicane. He's done it, and Foxy still behind M3. Fubuki's in. Fubuki's in. Squeaks has been penalised yet again.
He's really not. I think that's the chicane, isn't it? The chicane keeps catching him. Meanwhile, Lookman actually looks to be keeping quite a stable lead over Athenheim here. He's in what 4 laps. Athenheim has not gained as much as we expected.
He's nearly a second off Lookman at the moment. Speaking of
Frosty and Taz are
I was just about to notice that Taz is coming down the inside of Frosty. He's not close enough, but if he can get the run on Frosty like Squeaks did, then that would be brilliant.
Crazy and Yotfu, the gap's gone up to 10 seconds. Easy Geezer just behind him in 7th.
Foxy being overtaken by the Jombie. Fubuki's still at the back, although Fubuki did take his joker lap. Squeaks also had his joker lap, and I believe, was it Foxy that took his joker? No. Squeaks had... Foxy's taken his joker lap. Fubuki and Budge Fett have had their joker laps.
M3 has come off much better than everyone else in that little battle. He's come out 2 seconds out on Squeakers. The Jombie's getting...
Jombie managed... Foxy got a bad exit there. I think the car almost slipped away from him. He's been followed through the Schumacher race. Can he get through it?
Athenheim on his joker now. This could be the turning point if he can undercut him.
Speaking of which, Fubuki's very close to the back of Foxy. Can he get the run though out of this corner in the run up to the chicane at the end of the lap? We're about to find out. We're going to ride. No, we're not going to ride because it won't let me.
So it's now 4.6 seconds between Lookman and 2nd place.
Foxy's looking close. Foxy's gone down the inside, and Fubuki's gone down the inside of them both. He's cut the corner. He's been launched over the chicane. Fubuki's been reset. What on earth was that from Fubuki? Foxy's not Foxy. Jombie's in.
Jombie in. Squeaker's also in. Has Squeaker's already?
No, Squeaks hadn't taken his joker lap. He just got spun round at the start somehow. Budge, he's up into 8th. That's pretty good. I think Easy Geezer has done. Where's Athenheim come out? He's come out in clean tracker. Now that's going to be key strategy for Athenheim if he can get past Lookman. When's Lookman going to use his joker lap? He needs to do one in this race. He needs to also...
Possibly a turning point here. You'd expect Athenheim to be gaining on Lookman. He's losing time. Ever so slightly, he was losing time.
I believe what's happened now is Lookman is suddenly turning it up. He's actually, no, Athenheim's gaining now. Athenheim's gaining. Gap's coming down.
That was a good Schumacher, but let's see what happens through this technical little section. Harder than it looks, right here.
It is most definitely harder than it looks. I believe if Luckman absolutely goes for it, gives it everything he's got on these next couple of laps, he could build out a gap, and then that would cause himself to have a big enough gap to joke a lap and then still get out in front of Athenheim. That's going to be crucial to see when Luckman goes into the pits.
There he is then.
Luckman's in. Where's Athenheim? Athenheim's coming through the final corner now. Taz stays out.
Well, I think he might just. I think Luckman might have just jumped him. Actually, no, it's hard to tell. Let's see.
Luckman's exiting the pits. Athenheim's got the momentum though. Because.
No, I don't think he is.
And that's it. No, it's not close enough now. It's game on. The gap's coming down still though. Athenheim's getting ever closer to the back of Luckman. Is he going to find a way to get past him though?
Athenheim's now got that slipstream down pretty much all of the straights in the circuit if he can stay with him.
And now if you can get a run out of here, you can overtake, but it's a very short straight and you need to be alongside. He lost a lot of time coming out of there.
Taz obviously in the lead now, but not provisionally, not next position.
Squeaks is on the back of Foxy, then heading into the first corner. Squeaks is still not ahead.
Don't know if Yuck Fu's made his stop here, but he's gone into 5th. Do not believe he has though. Easy Geezer.
Oh, Squeak's going down the inside of Foxy. Nearly made that one work. Foxy's gone wide and Foxy loses the position. Squeaks is through. That was, I think, Squeaks' initial attempt scared Foxy to the point when he ran wide at the next corner. That just allowed Squeakers to slip through.
Alright, how is the battle of front looking? I haven't really checked up.
Athenheim's dropped to a second behind Luckman. I reckon this is Luckman's win now, surely. Frosty's dropped a huge way back now to the two, to Luckman and Athenheim. He's now a whole 8.7 seconds.
8.7. And has Frosty made his joker yet? I don't believe he has.
I don't believe Frosty's made his joker. We know Taz hasn't. Oh, speaking of which, Taz has made his joker now. Frosty. So that means Luckman's about to go into the lead. Athenheim's going to get the slipstream down the main straight, but is he going to close up in time? Is it going to be enough?
Not going to be enough.
There's blue flags being waved by the marshals.
Who's this?
There isn't a reason for there being blue flags. And Crazy nearly running wide at the final corner. He's going to follow Yuck Fu. He's closer than Athenheim was to Luckman. Still got the run though. Coming down, it's not going to be enough. Unless he fancies a Danny Rick dive bomb, but no, not from that far back.
Not inspired. Luckman just made a massive amount of time. Oh, no, right corner exit. But still, even with that, he's getting 2 tenths going at that corner.
I've seen a severe lack of overtaking in this race. I don't know if that's just me, but where I'm looking, but it doesn't seem like people are managing to get past one another.
This is a tricky track. There's only, what, maybe 1, 2 spots? Maybe 3 if you're brave? Well, every corner's obviously it's got to be brave, but at the same time, bravery doesn't equal to stupidity.
I mean, I did see Fubuki try double overtaking the chicane, but that then resulted in him having to cut the chicane, which sent him flying across the curb, so that just didn't end well. There's Athenheim coming into this next twisty bit. He needs the exit here. You need to get a good exit here. Both Luckman and Athenheim are going to have to prioritise corner exit. He's not done it. Luckman has indeed gotten the better run out of that corner, which means Luckman's going to have a bigger gap going into the chicane.
With all this being said, Athenheim is actually on a fastest lap at the moment, and he will be about. Oh my God! Look how much he's gained through there. He's all of a sudden 2 tenths back. This could be a run down straight. In the slipstream. Why am I hitting myself? 4 tenths. It's still a good distance though. We obviously saw Crazy only 5 tenths.
Here we go, Athenheim, here he comes.
No, not enough.
It's not enough. Why can I hear myself?
Give me a second. Is it better?
Yes, it's much better. Right, so Athenheim's still not close enough to Luckman.
5 tenths though, it's getting closer. I'm almost looking.
He's getting the run out of here. It's going to be crucial. We've not got long left in this race, of course. There's like 4 laps remaining. Luckman does lead.
everyone pretty much with a sizable gap, apart from the top two. The top two are the only people that are relatively close to each other on track. And even though I don't think we're going to see too many moves on them.
They've got too much to lose.
Lookman making up an exit there, looking really going a bit forward.
The thing is, with them being at the front, I feel like they're going to think that they've got too much to lose by trying to overtake, because it's easy to get overtaking wrong. So it could be a possibility that we might see them just not try and overtake each other. I mean, I might be wrong, I've been wrong before, but they're not going to try anything spectacular. As far as Taz is concerned, he'd like them to get it wrong.
I don't believe we've had any quits this race, have we?
We haven't. Nothing major, obviously, aside from the first lap. I don't think we have had a collision. Right, how close can Athenheim get to Lookman on the exit of this corner? He's losing it.
Do you reckon Lookman might get a penalty? Because that was quite comical, no?
I wasn't watching Lookman, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm watching Athenheim, who's now in the slipstream, but he's far too far back. He's way too far back. Quick question, Latte. Would you reckon it would be okay for Jake to join in for the next race? Frosty's in.
Frosty hitting in now. Let's see the gap. Yukfu, where's Yukfu? I can't pick Yukfu for some reason.
Yukfu's going down the main straight now, so is Taz, so is Crazy. Has Crazy made his Joker lap?
Yeah.
Yes, he has. Frosty's
out way behind.
Wait, no, Frosty's now coming out, and they're going three wide. There's Crazy going down the inside of Taz as Frosty was coming out the pits, and Taz has gone very wide. That could have very nearly ended badly there. I was just watching Frosty come out, and suddenly Crazy's going down the inside of Taz.
How is top two looking? They are close now. Look at Athenheim. He's got a 3/10 gap now. He's really been closing it down.
Oh, Athenheim's right on his tail. Come on, get the exit. Are we going to see it into the Schumacher rest? Probably not, but he's got the run on him. He might get him on the exit of the Schumacher rest. Under braking for that next S.
Frosty and Crazy have just calmed down now. I don't think there's going to be anything made between there.
Athenheim's getting, but not by enough at this point. I can hear myself again.
That's better.
Athenheim is... Yeah, no, it's better. Athenheim's down the inside. Lookman went wide. Lookman went wide. He's got a 2... Yeah, no, I was watching it. I think Lookman went wide and he's got a 2/10 penalty. What a stupid penalty that is. And now Athenheim's winning on lap 9:11.
Brother, I'm probably going to get demonetised for that. Athenheim has made a total fool of himself from the chicane, and Lookman's back through.
Oh, Lookman's back through, and they go nearly side by side heading into the final corner. Is this the move that we finally have been waiting to see? Athenheim, is he going to come down the inside? He's a lot closer. He's considerably closer, and he's in the slipstream. He's within 2/10 now.
This is almost certainly going to be a move if he's going to have it.
Last of the late breakers down the inside. It's not so much a lunge. Lookman defends well. Don't make contact. Lookman's gone wide on the exit. Lookman had a bad exit. Athenheim is through, although with the next corner being a different direction. Athenheim's at a moment. Athenheim's at a moment on the exit. That could allow Lookman straight back in. This race has taken an adrenaline shot.
Yeah, it all of a sudden just gone to the tops. It said it needs extra frost. He's just gone round.
Extra Frosty's round. He's facing the wrong way, coming through out the exit at turn 1. I wonder, was there contact?
I don't believe it was.
Budgie's through, Crazy's through. I don't know whether Yukfu was already ahead, but Lookman's still behind Athenheim. Lookman's been leading since lap 1. He had temporarily got overtaken, and then he suddenly has been overtaken again down the main straight.
And now the floodgates have been open for Athenheim. He's got clear track ahead of him.
Here comes Lookman then. Within a second, can he get the run out of the Schumacher S?
We're still going down in 10th. He doesn't think he'll be able to make up the gap to
Lookman is losing time to Athenheim heading into the next S. I think Athenheim has already built up a second's gap, has finally retaken the lead after he lost it at the start. Yukfu now running in third.
Right.
We are, of course, in the penultimate laps. If Lookman's going to want to get the win, he's going to have to do it soon, if not now. Speaking of which, how close are they coming down? He's a second, but I don't think this is going to happen now. Yeah, but he's gaining, but he's got this lap to gain a second and overtake Athenheim. And if these first 10 laps have shown us anything, it's not as easy as you think.
Well, moves out of the slipstream, just trying to stay within security. I think that's actually slowing him down now. Not sure on it.
Right, so we're on the final lap, and he's 7 tenths, so he's got 7 tenths to gain, or a second now. The gap is fluctuating so often, it's difficult to tell.
We've got a big group of cars down in 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th, but just not close enough to make moves on each other. All within a sec.
Yeah, no, it's not looking good at the moment, that. I have just been given a party invitation by someone. There are 4 cars on the main straight in the same shot, which, as good as it is for the stream, for the visual effects, easy.
The S's.
I've waited, someone is indeed round. It's Fabuki. He's had a horrible race as Fabuki. I don't know what's happened. This whole race, he's just been absolutely nowhere. Taz, easy, M3, Squeaks.
This group's got massively close to each other.
Hang on, how come Taz has fallen so far behind? Anyway, have I missed something?
Oh, we might have, yeah.
Easy Geezer, M3 guys all over the back of Easy Geezer. Going down the inside, well, not the inside, come on, have some sense. There's contact! Easy's lost it!
That's a massive off!
He's lost it, and he's just...
He's taking a massive advantage.
To be fair, I can't see there being anyone at fault there. I reckon what happened there was just Easy lost control of the car, and then... Well, no, he got it on the grass, lost control, and unfortunately clipped the rear of M3. From where I'm sat, I can't see that being a penalty for anyone. Either way, the winner of the first race for the group for this round here in the Nürburgring is the Athenaeum. Lockman comes home in second, weaving to victory. That's unfortunate, he could have won that one. But Yukfu then comes home in third, so crazy, in fourth.
Very good result from him.
And Budge in fifth as well. We've had a couple of surprise results. Very unfortunate for Extra 4. He was in second at one point. He was doing so well.
Taz is going to get a penalty. He's just got the final to gain massively.
Taz to get a penalty. He does 1.7 seconds. Squeaks just needs to save within 2 seconds or allow. And Taz is slowing down to serve it. And Squeaks is grabbed 7th due to a penalty from Taz. Easy Geezer, does he hold out against M3? Yes, he does.
6th, 7th and 8th, all a really unfortunate race.
Very unfortunate for these two, Easy Geezer and M3 guy. Very unfortunate for them two coming together on the final lap. It was so disappointing to see them do that.
Foxy just going to the end of his stint now.
Foxy, Fabuki and Jombi. Jombi a long way back. Jombi's all the way back in the Schumacher race.
Jombi's very nearly being lapped by the looks of things.
Some very long way back from Jombi. Either way, Athenaeum did come on to win. That does mean he'll be starting at the back in the reverse grid race too. You kind of want to watch that. We'll see how well Athenaeum gets through the pack. He did pretty well last time at joining through the pack. And he managed to... He won that one, but he did pretty well.
There we go, your official confirmed race results. The second round here, and it's all looking good for one man, the Athenaeum. I think it has to be said, there was definitely an element of luck, almost, in Athenaeum's win today. A lot of things very well, you know, went his way. That's not to take away from his win. It was a good race, but obviously there was also...
It was a good race, and that just shows the close competitive nature of these Gran Turismo races online. There was a lot of battles, though I'm sure there's a couple incidents as well at the same time. In fact, though, there were a couple incidents.
There was a lot going on there. We're obviously just changing the settings now to suit the next race, which is a 40-minute enduro.
Yep, so this next one's a longer race, but with reverse grids, we should be seeing a lot more overtaking.
Shall I go for a lap for you and show you around?
Yes, if you want to.
Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a look around the Nürburgring. I haven't actually done any practice on this one, so this is I did like about one lap and immediately died at the Schumacher S's. So this will be interesting. We'll wait obviously until I get round to Can you start finish straight? Yep. Well, don't worry about it. 5-minute break.
Yep, so there is a break between this race and the next one if you want to go grab yourself a cup of tea or just relax after the mayhem that unfolded at the very end of this race. Oh, Tay's getting a bit of a moment at the moment. Nearly did what,
Just
want to take out M3 guy.
not close enough, unfortunately.
Very unfortunate incident. They were both looking... They were scrapping for positions in a great four-way battle. Tay just completely lost the plot.
Okay, Squeaks, thanks for keeping it family friendly, man. Right, this card's lethal, I remember.
Oh dear. The heavily Tesco sponsored ADA 2014 is now out on track. And
well, that's death for anyone that plays with. I find these things actually handle very similar to the F1 car in that they often lose more grip when you're exiting very quickly from high speed rather than low speed. I think that's good. Nice, and drivers are only going to have 11 laps of fuel, so they're going to have to make at least one stop. No way they can fuel save that much. But let's go for a lap. Right, we're in the final corner now. Let's not hit the wall there. Yep, that is also a rule. You have to use both components in this race.
Yep, so that is mediums and hards for any of you that are not
so let's
aware.
Go for an example lap. Breaking the 100 meter board down to what I'm guessing will be gear 2, wider exit, not quite up in the curves. I don't want to lose too much traction. Get back onto the wide exit, converge to the inside. A bit of oversteer. Then to gear 1, keep it on the very outside. Go off the throttle.
I'm still watching ADA 2014. Hang on.
It's fine. You must be getting that fucking test delivery. Down to gear 4 as soon as the track drops away from you. Try and get it back onto the outside, and then back onto the inside. Nice little corner pairing there. You can take a nice wide exit as well. There's a lot of green stuff to that won't send you to the Shadow Realm, unlike Suka, to rest on. Braking as soon as the second curve starts. Second gear, depends on how you want to take this corner. I prefer the single apex, but I can take the double anyway. Once again, you can run nice and wide. Now, Schumacher S is probably one of the most difficult corners in the circuit for these cars. Pretty much flat, but you've got to avoid that inside curve, otherwise it will spit you out like a dragon.
You also don't want to touch the grass like you did on the exit.
There is that. And then, obviously through the S section, probably one of the nicest corners in the circuit just for the way it drives. And then, what's technically a straight, there's a small kink in it, but no one lifts. Then 100 meter board. Obviously these cars are very good at braking, so 100 meter board is possible. Left-right shift immediately on the accelerator, you can get good traction right there. And final corner, be very careful of that inside wall, go a little bit intentionally wide, and that's a lap. 149.3.
So that's Tay in the pits. ADA 2014 is out on track. He's just come through the Schumacher S now. He's heading into that second S. We'll just see how he twitches his way through. Still a rookie to the game, so we'll cut him some slack and how bad his driving is. But I think he's getting...
Yeah, he'll get better. He'll get better. How are we looking now? We're looking quite close to the 5-minute gap. I'll probably go off and have a toilet break just now. So,
I do realise now that with it being reverse grids and the fact that Ada didn't take part in the first race, Ada is actually going to start first. And he's ploughed into the pit wall.
Wouldn't that make more sense to have him at the start, also to be safer because, you know, he's a new player, we don't want him killing everyone.
That does make sense, but we will get to see Ada smash everywhere. Track.
It's probably a good idea. Let's shift my pipe. It's crippling.
Well, Sam,
it's cracking a bit.
It's a racing game, but if you want to imagine it's real life, then that's fine by me.
Right, I am going to go to the toilet. I will be back while to start race 2. That's a race B there.
I will leave you just to listen to the pure sound of these beautiful Super GT Japanese-made machines as we watch Squeaks' Lexus running through the Nürburgring lap.
Right, we all got to go.
I think we are.
I'll just ask everyone. Not quite the same as pinging, but make sure I'm not starting in the race.
Yes, no, that would work. Foxy's spawn clattered Squeaks there. I'm not too sure. Foxy and Squeaks both have engine damage, and I'm willing to expect Squeaks to write a message, and there it is. Lol. I was not expecting that, but
Yeah,
we'll go with
friendly.
it. Suppose for this second race there isn't a qualifying, it's just reverse grid, which means Ado will be starting at the front, I believe, with Jombi and Fubuki in second and third, so this is a good chance for Fubuki. If Fubuki can end up getting a good start and moving himself ahead of those two, it shouldn't be hard to get ahead of Ado. No offence, but
Do you reckon we should start?
it looks as though everyone's ready, so I would be... Yeah, we now have a full lobby, full 14 drivers, and obviously us two in commentary. It looks like we're ready to go for race 2. You actually have the fastest lap at the moment, and you're not even racing. Just thought I'd mention that.
I'll go again. Right, 3, 2, 1. I'm going.
The time 10 seconds before this reverse grid endurance race at 45 minutes. So strap yourself in, we should expect a lot more overtaking, as those that won the race 1 are starting at the back of the grid, and those that came at the back of the grid in the last one are now at the front, so let's expect some overtakes. And here is the confirmation. The Tesco's Lexus is on pole position with Jombi sharing that front row. Fubuki and Foxy share the second row. We're about to prepare for this second race, 22 laps. Engine revs build, the lights come on, and we're ready to go racing. And it's go, go, go here at the Nürburgring for race 2. Ada gets a very slow start off the line. And I think there might have been contact between Fubuki and Ada. Taz, it looks like they're going in every direction. How do you want to approach the first corner? Oh, there's contact. Someone's gone off. That's Easy Geezer spinning round into turn 1. Squeaks has gone up in a 4th. Frosty gets into 3rd. Frosty's going down the inside of the Tesco Ada. Frosty's going down the inside. They're all really desperate to get positions. Crazy's ended up cutting that corner trying to make contact with Foxy there.
Let's see if he gets a penalty. I think Crazy might get a penalty for that corner. Instead, someone, I think that's Foxy just getting the exit wrong there. That's a lot of cars going here into a
That's a very aggressive, and Ada's been given attack. Fubuki's been given... Budge is round! Trying to find Budge.
That was, Foxy's just sent him off flying.
What a very aggressive opening lap we have here. Where has Ada dropped all the way to the back? Yes, he has.
Russell
Frosty.
now attacking on M3. A bit of civil rivalry with the GTRs here.
And someone else has gone round. It's Jombi. Jombi's round. Jombi's round. At the hairpin.
All of a sudden, the grid is all over the place. We've got kind of high-paced drivers left, right, and centre. Athanaim, like Suzuka, had already found his way back to 4th.
Has Athanaim done the exact? He has indeed done the exact same thing he did in Suzuka. Now he's all over the back of Crazy, who had a great first race. Crazy would have started toward the back as well, but a position like a couple of positions ahead of Athanaim. Crazy's done really well. In fact, a lot of drivers have done well. Frosty now comes out in the lead. He's already got a 4.5 second gap to Squeaks.
Frosty will be looking to make up lost time here. Obviously, he didn't have had an awful first race. Let's not sugarcoat things. So I get reports that he was unlucky apparently, so there might have been an incident there. So extra Frosty now just looking.
Yukfu going around the outside of Fubuki at the final corner. It looks like Fubuki's a long way out of the slipstream. Not 100% sure why.
We've got 3 cars, Budgefett, Easy Gala and Foxy, all very close to him.
Budgefett, Easy, and that is Jombi, I think. In fact, Fubuki's going down the inside. Easy Geezer's gone a bit wide.
This is manufacturer.
Someone's slipping around.
Down in 9th to 12th. Fubuki going massively out wide. That's going to cost him massive amount of time.
Fubuki stopped. He's facing the wrong way. He's completely spawned like Sebastian Vettel. It's not the line for there. He's lost it to Jombi. What has gone wrong with Fubuki?
Fubuki and Jombi both having awful races, like in both of them so far. Athanaim is in 3rd. He's moved up within the first 2 laps.
Budge has just been shoved by Easy Geezer. Budge holds it around the outside though. There's more contact. Easy's gone. Easy's gone. That could be an interesting incident.
Flash of the lights. Flash of the lights.
He's definitely angry. Frosty's got nearly a 6-second gap over Squeaks. This is looking like a really dominant start to the race.
If he can keep it like this, Frosty has a really good chance of winning this.
The thing is though, with this second race, with tyre wear being on, they've just got to watch out for the tyres that they're on as well.
Yeah, we saw how it affected last race with TNT very nearly coming to the win from what was probably one of the most unexpected front row. One of the most unexpected front runners to win. I really lost my words there.
He did pit in within the final 3 laps, but with everyone else on worn tyres, they just ended up managing. He ended up using those fresh rubber to being able to fly past them all and really make it work in an inspired decision from TNT.
Obviously, not in this race with him being substitute for the Jombi, who's not having the greatest time at the world at the moment. Athanaim
then within a second of Squeaks and putting the pressure on. Is Squeaks going to bottle it or will he stay in front? Squeaks has gone wide at one corner. He's got a really compromised line. I think Athanaim's got him here. He's decreased the gap rapidly. And here comes Athanaim alongside Squeaks around the outside. Does he do it? Yes, he does. That was incredible.
Slightly on the dirt. That's an amazing move.
That was an incredible move.
Athanaim really proving himself to be one of the best racers in Lobby B at the moment. If he's not promoted to Lobby A within next season, yes. Well,
that was an incredible move there from Athanaim though. That.
And now, look who he has his sights set on next. Extra Frosty.
He's got quite a gap to decrease, or 6 seconds, but it's not like it's something Athanaim's not up to. He's obviously going to be up to the task. It's quite a task. You can see him rising up the hill.
5.7. He's just gained 3/10 for that one single corner. This seems possible to me.
It's quite close at the moment between Crazy, Luckman and Taz. Taz dropping a second back. Luckman on the back of Crazy coming through the chicane. Is Luckman going to have to set up a move? He had that great battle with Athanaim in the last race. We saw actually in Suzuka that Luckman just struggled to get through the field as easily as Athanaim did. I don't know whether that was just a case of he didn't get as lucky as Athenaeum did, but we definitely saw Luckman slowly carving his way through, whilst Athenaeum charged right the way up to the front to begin with. And I think Crazy's gone wide at the first corner. Luckman's got the run on him, but he's not quite got the line, and that's not right. That's just not right. Luckman does indeed stay in 5th.
Yeah, but I think he'll be making that move very soon, though. They're on the same tyre, and we know Luckman just to have that bit more pace. Look at this. Is it going to be... No, it's not quite enough, but I was going to say it might be another move, like Athenaeum's.
No, it's not quite the same as what Athenaeum did, though he's getting close. Someone else who's getting close is Budge, Fett and Foxy. Budge is going to try and do what Athenaeum did. Too little success, of course. Budge did not make the move on Foxy.
Might try an undercut through there. No, not quite, not enough room. He seems to have really dropped off after that, Budge.
Yes, these were the two people that had a coming together just the other lap. It wasn't too long ago, so it's still fresh in the brain. Is this going to affect him? Foxy.
Same goes for Easy Geezer and M3, who are also on the same part of the track.
Foxy did not look stable through that hairpin. I don't know if you were watching it. He did not look stable through that hairpin whatsoever, and that's allowed Budge to get right up onto the back. We've seen a couple moves into this place already, but it looks as though Foxy's gone. Foxy's gone.
That's a massive slide for Foxy. Don't know what happened there. I think maybe just lost the rear.
And that, people, is what it means by putting the pressure on someone.
Indeed.
Crazy's been overtaken by Luckman somewhere, and Taz is right on the back of Crazy.
Taz is going to have slip into this. I think this might just be it. 3.4, 2.6, 2.2.
The gap's coming down rapidly. Though the thing is, as soon as Taz pulls out, Crazy's going to be getting with the slipstream on Luckman, and it looks like that's worked. With Crazy in the slipstream on Luckman, Taz is going down the inside under the brakes for turn 1. He's gone down the inside, and
outside. Facebook's going to come right back.
Down the inside, there's a contact, a little bit of tap there, and
Taz
it's not enough.
Put it through. Taz comes through into 5th. Not quite the cleanest, but loving his racing.
Fubuki and M3. Fubuki really having a struggled race.
Yep, on Ends for Frosty, Athenaeum is 3.6 behind.
That gap is considerably. It was like 6 seconds by the time when Athenaeum got in front of Squeaks. Squeaks has got a 3-second gap to Luckman, but Luckman, as we've seen, is pretty quick himself. He's surely going to be able to decrease that gap. Can he keep moving forward?
I've just realised the same thing from Suzuka might happen. Look at the tyre wear compared to Extra Frosty and Athenaeum. Look how much Athenaeum is saving those tyres.
The skill is with Athenaeum though is that he's able to save his tyres but not lose too much pace. I reckon Frosty pushed too hard early on, and that really cost him.
Yep, Squeak is running up in 3rd. This looks to be...
And Frosty's gone off, Frosty's gone off, he's had a moment, and it's gone wrong. Athenaeum slides into the lead in probably the easiest move he's made all night.
Once again, Frosty just not being able to see consistency through.
And I think someone in my chat has just figured out what's going on.
That might be the same, that might be the thing we were just talking about a minute ago, tyre wear. Look how
I don't know, I think Frosty just completely dropped it somewhere, and that really cost him. Squeaks has got a penalty, which is serving down the main straight, which is surely going to help Luckman, who's gaining really into it.
Going to bring it much closer. Taz also sticking to the back of Luckman very well. 1.7, 1.5, that gap's decreasing, is it? Yeah, I think it is. Who else is having some close action on the track? We've got Crazy on his own, Yokfu coming on his own, Budge. And Fox seems to have made a mistake because he's now 4.3 behind.
Luckman's on the back of Squeaks, he's within a second, and it's ever coming down. 0.6 seconds is the gap between Luckman and Squeaks, although I don't know whether Luckman braked a bit too early into that corner because he suddenly lost a whole heap of time. The gap is now over a second. Something Luckman did into there has really cost him. Now Taz is within a second, but he's too far back to make the overtakes. It does not look like that's going to happen.
Bad news for Ada, he's currently 1.3, he's currently 1 minute and a half behind. Soon enough he's going to get lapped.
Oh, Squeaks and Frosty, I think have made a contact. Frosty's going very slow.
Yeah,
Lookman slides
damage.
through.
Look how much. Look at the damage on Squeaky's car. He's got major engine damage.
He's got engine damage. That's allowing Lookman to slide through. He's holding it. Squeakers is still giving it everything though.
Taz going round.
Taz is going down. Frosty's going round. Why was Frosty going so slow?
Why? Squeaker's got engine damage.
Because no, I cut to Frosty and he was going slow and Squeakers ploughed into him, which would explain the engine damage. Taz slipped through Lookman in the chicane, but I'm not too sure why Frosty's going so slow into the out of there. I'm really not sure what was going on. Yeah, no, I was just about to say Taz got past Lookman into the chicane, and then Squeaks is now in 5th, Crazy's now right on the back of him, and Yuck Fu's into everyone from 2nd to 5th, 6th, 7th are all on the same. We're all on the same straight. This race has suddenly come alive.
And guess who's benefiting from all that fighting? Athenium. He's gained 3 seconds, probably 4 to be honest.
Taz and Lookman are on hards, Frosty on 1 mediums, Squeaks on hards, Crazy's on hards, Yuck Fu's on mediums.
Frosty very nearly going round again.
And Squeaks went wide, and I believe Frosty's still in front. I don't know if that was an attempted overtake. Now, can Lookman move forward even more? He can't stop going forward. He needs to be going forward in these races. You can see Athenium on the other side of the hairpin.
It's not too much, but Lookman's closed up. Oh, Lookman's got better.
Someone's in the pits. Fabuki's in.
He's in. Don't think he's going for undercut because last time I checked, he wasn't close to anyone on track.
Squeaks is right on the back of Frosty coming through the Schumacher race. He gets the run, he bumps Frosty on the exit of the Schumacher race into the second race. He doesn't quite get the run. He switches to the inside. It's not quite enough. He's not close enough to get him under braking. Frosty's tyres are wearing. And Squeaks, he's on hard, so his tyres are barely wearing at all. This is what's going to make the difference between this battle here for 4th.
Look how close it's going to be. Is it going to be running to the chicane? Frosty goes to cover the inside, not all the way though. Athenium's in.
Are we going to see anyone else in? Taz is in on hards. Taz on hards. I'm not going to run hards. I feel like Frosty's in. I can see why Frosty's in. I'm not 100% sure why Athenium's coming to the pits. It seems too early for Athenium to pit in.
And the last time I was out on that lap, you could only make about 11 laps, so I don't think he can make it to the end, unless this is a 2-stop.
Athenium's on hards. I wonder if he's opting for a 2-stop. He's come out right alongside Lookman. Is he going to be enough?
Not quite. Lookman just emerging out ahead.
But that's just a testament to what Athenium's gap was if he came in nearly overtook Lookman.
Well, what we're going to do now is see, because we've got Lookman on hards versus Athenium.
The top two were both on hards, but with Athenium, who's just come out the pits, it looks like Athenium should, in theory, be able to make the move done relatively easy. I'm sure Lookman.
Just to see.
As we saw with race 1 though, Lookman's not going to give up the position easy. We saw Isu going wheel to wheel very late into that first race, and I'm expecting more of the same.
Oh, Ada just kind of...
Ada's going wide, he's been blue flagged, that's him letting him through.
Blocked a bit, I think blocked off a bit, they're not being able to get the full exit speed, so... That's not what I want to tell.
Lookman's got the run on Taz. Now the thing with this is, Athenium could, if he stay in the slipstream on Lookman, but Lookman's getting a lot of slipstream right now from Taz, which kind of neutrals itself out. That's probably going to be Lookman's saving grace for now.
Yeah, it's obviously not going to be enough to keep him out of pit range, unless Athenium makes a mistake on these new tyres. But, oh, in fact, did you see that? Athenium's lifting and coasting, which means he might be trying to fuel save.
That is interesting. Yes, he's lifting. He is indeed lifting and coasting through the braking zones. But he's still managing to keep right with him. In fact, he's got a better exit out of that final corner. Is this where we see Athenium come down the inside? He's not close enough. It's Lookman's slipstream with Taz that's managing to keep him in front right now.
But look how much he's closed.
Yuck Fu on Squeaks. Yuck Fu pulls over to the inside, he pulls out. Is Yuck Fu he's just fishtailing down into the braking zone. Gone wide, Squeak slides through. Where's Budge? He's not close enough.
No, 1.7 behind. I don't think he's going to be close enough in his dreams.
I think that was an attempt at coming down late under the brakes for Yuck Fu, but it seemingly just went all wrong and just...
Frosty off again! He looks to have come in, but it's just off again. This is really not going his way tonight.
Frosty did just come in as well, so that's really catastrophic for him.
We've got Ada in as well. Fubuki making a move on the zombie. That was a massive bomb, but it's worked.
I'm still watching this battle up at the front. Athenaeum trying to close up to Luckman. Athenaeum's close to Luckman. The Luckman is to Taz right now. Coming through these Schumacher S. You want to get a good run. It's practically flat in these cars. Down the inside, let's see what happens here.
Onto the straight. A lot of times we made and lost on the exit. Let's see. Is he going to gain? He's gaining.
Here we come then, he's in the slipstream. Is he going to be moved down into the chicane?
Falls up to the inside, is he? Yeah, he is.
Is he going to go down the inside? He doesn't. No, I didn't try it. He looked as though he made his intentions clear. Luckman definitely knows he's there now if he didn't already. Though his Athenaeum's dropped back heavily coming out of the chicane.
I wonder what's happened. Did he try and just get like too much of a good exit and lose time? Or did he just mess up? Oh, it looked clean. Yeah, anyway. All of a sudden, Luckman still getting that slipstream from Taz, just not being able Athenaeum not being able to close up and Ada just kind of reflecting on his own mates. Athenaeum getting a massive fishtail out of that. That's going to cost him at least 5 tenths. Nope, just 4. Say just 4. It's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time in a race as close as this, but Taz is doing really well, and in fact has actually got more life on his tyres, particularly the fronts. The rears are the same with Luckman and Taz. The fronts on Luckman are actually slightly more worn than Taz, but nothing is more... but Athenaeum's have got less wear on them than both of them, mainly because he pitted in, so he's still got these fresher tyres. It's still not quite working for him, though when these two pit in, Athenaeum's going to have a huge gap in the lead.
Great to see, Athenaeum's closed right back up again.
Foxy in the pits. Athenaeum's right on the back of Luckman. Is it going to be moving to the into here? Ooh, it's close,
Athenaeum
close.
went deep a bit there. Now, look at that, I think he's got a better exit there.
Athenaeum's definitely got the run, this is it, this is surely it for Luckman. Luckman's going to have to really try and defend and hope to God that he's done enough.
He's going to shift right
it's not
to the inside.
And there goes Athenaeum right down the inside under the brakes, down the inside, and that's a very good move.
Luckman going for the undercut?
No, he's too far back, he's dropped too far back really. Is he going to get the run out this final corner to see them go down the inside? He's going to have to get a good exit out of this final corner. He takes a wide entry into the corner. I think he's definitely trying to prioritise. He's got the slipstream. Is he gaining by enough? Apparently there's yellow flags. There's someone going slow down the inside. It's Zombie. Zombie's going slow.
Okay, so that means Fubuki won't be too far off either.
Luckman looks like he's trying to do it.
Thanks to these two getting a bit of a tussle.
Yuck Fu is now in the pits. I'm looking for the track, and the closest battle on track, surprisingly, is that battle for first in the top 3. They're probably the closest cars on the track between each other.
Yep, you're right on that one. All within a second of each other. They're the closest at any part of the circuit.
Although Luckman's drops back out of there, Athenaeum's gaining on Towns.
Everyone else is doing what I call islanding. They're all kind of landing themselves in a very precarious spot. And just
but it is starting to turn into a bit of a stalemate race, this one.
Front 3 are the only one close enough to each other, and the Athenaeum obviously on much faster tyres. Taz is going to have to go in this lap with the fuel. I think Athenaeum probably won't put up too much of a fight.
I reckon Luckman has been fuel saving because neither Luckman or Taz has pitted in. In fact, Athenaeum, is he going to make a move? No, he's not. Athenaeum, don't try. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's going to go around the outside. It's not enough. He's lost a lot of time. Luckman's coming through.
Taz goes in.
And Taz is indeed in, so I'm sure Athenine's really regretting that decision, because now he's let Luckman get really close to him. There are blue flags, that is for Johnby coming down the main straight, so when they get close enough to him, he's going to have to let them through, as per the rules.
Also, Luckman is still going to have that. Crazy's actually very close. Crazy might just jump Taz here. It won't
yes, but
be for
Crazy's not pitted, so...
Yeah, I was about to say, it won't be for... But he's still going to move through.
So, will Taz come out in traffic? If Taz comes out in traffic, he's now behind Budge Fett, who's coming down the main street. Taz is still not come out of the pits. Taz has dropped down. He's going to end up in 6th. He's filled up all the way. This is a clear attempt at a one-stop, and now I reckon what he's going to try and do is get the fuel to the end so that he only has to pit for mediums right at the end of the race. I reckon that's the strategy, is that he's going to have to pit for tyres.
If Crazy was coming out, he might actually hold track position. Because if you look at the gap, it's quite big.
It is considerable. Now the thing is, if Taz manages to catch up to this pack, he's going to want to try and get in a gap, because he's going to want to get back in front of Luckman, who hasn't yet stopped. Though judging by the gaps, I reckon Luckman's done enough, as he's stuck behind Johnby at the moment. I reckon, as it stands, Luckman, who's probably going to pit in looking at his fuel, there's contact! There's contact between Johnby and Luckman. It looks to have affected Johnby a lot more than it did Luckman, but that was silly of him. I don't know what really happened there.
Yeah, that's going to be investigated. Probably most likely. That's unlapped cars really shouldn't interfere, or lapped cars really shouldn't interfere.
I think he was trying to let him through, and then suddenly Johnby must have lost control under braking or something. Hit Luckman, though Luckman looked to have not been affected too much. It looks to have just purely gone wrong for Johnby.
Whereabouts is Taz? He's gaining. Taz is... No, he's not going to have enough.
I don't know if this is going to work. Luckman's in the pits. Luckman in the pits. Now, dependent on how much Luckman fills up, is Taz going to get into his head?
He's going to be at the exact same point as Taz, so he's going to have to fill up less. Most likely, anyway. However, if he's gone slower in the float lap, it might all be for nothing. Taz, 21 seconds behind me. Know how much it takes to refuel.
Taz is coming around the final corner now. He's on the main straight. Where's Luckman? He's still in the pits.
He's not out. I think he's
Luckman's not out. Luckman's heading out now. Taz is down the pit exit, so that is Luckman indeed down behind Taz. Taz has done enough on this occasion. Crazy now moves into second, though still without a pit stop. With Squeaks now in third, also without pitting, and Budge. So second, third and fourth all have not pitted, though they're all on hard.
Squeaks has got a regular amount of fuel. He might run out this lap.
Crazy has also done a considerable amount of fuel saving, because he's got a fair bit. Everyone else, both Budge and Squeaks, are in the red for fuel, and Squeaks has got very limited. You see Taz and Luckman just pitted in. Yuck Foos recently pitted in. Frosty did pit in much earlier than a lot of these cars, especially Athenium was another one that pitted in earlier. How are his tyres looking? Not bad though. Fuel could be something to watch out for on Athenium. So I reckon Athenium's going to go quite, because we've gone over half distance on hards. It's just I don't think the fuel has gone over half distance. Would you say it'd be worth from Athenium to pit in but only to fill up? There would be a shorter stop, but he'd also be on a lot more warm tyres, or does he not need to risk that?
He's got a
based on the gap.
No need.
But a lot can happen in the race, as we've seen previously.
He might be about to get a penalty from what I've just seen. He cut the first part, which generally isn't advised.
Squeaks is coming into the pits. Crazy's not coming in. He's staying out for another lap. Budge, unsurprisingly, he's in. Taz is about to gain 2 positions for free.
2% fuel. That's how low he was. That was really desperate, I think.
And Budge was on 3% fuel as well. So it looks like we can really tell the difference between those that are fuel saving. Crazy's on a clear one-stop strategy. He's going to pit for mediums. I reckon he's going to, if he does this exact same amount of fuel saving, he could probably easily make it to the end of the race on mediums. So we've got a real mixing of what could be one-stops and what's going to be 2-stops. Those that start on the mediums and have not fuel saved, i.e. Athenium and who was the other one I was saying? Yuck Foo, Frosty. Speaking of which, Yuck Foo's going around the outside of Squeakers, and that's Yuck Foo in 5th. Squeakers drops to 6th. on the exit of his pit stop.
But Squeaks is going to fight back. Look how much he's just gained.
Squeaks is coming down the inside. Down the inside. He's not quite close enough yet.
Not quite. Obviously, I think this might actually trap position because if you look, both of them.
Yeah,
have
both of
fresh
them
tyres.
have pitted in. Squeaks didn't fill up.
Is it going to be? No,
Yukfu
not
pitted
quite.
in a couple laps ago, and Squeaks just recently pitted in. I think he's just come out the pits and has not filled up. He's not got full fuel, as you can see, so I don't know whether he's expecting to be able to get to the end without having to pit in again for fuel at very least. So that does mean that their car, as far as fuel loads, is about the same, but Squeaks will have the advantage in the fact that he's on mediums and are fresher. So Squeaks on mediums, he started on the hards.
Look at this though. Gonna go cover the inside. Gonna switch right back. It's not gonna be quite yet. Yukfu might have gone a bit deep.
Yukfu's gone a bit wide though, and a bit of a
contact.
slide coming out of that
And
corner.
look at the run. Look for the run.
Right, here comes Squeaks, here
There
comes
it is.
Squeaks, down the inside, heading up the straight.
It's
There's a
gonna
little
be-
bit of a kink in the road. Crazy's in the pits on 1% fuel. There's nearly contact. Who's last of the late breakers? Yukfu or Squeaks?
gonna be
Yukfu, he's ahead.
Yukfu.
I think Squeaks cuts the inside of that corner ever so slightly, trying to find a way past, and that's not enough from Squeaks. Speaking of which,
Yukfu.
Budgefet's down the inside of Frosty, he's down the inside. And he's done it. Budgefet
Good
through
move.
into 7th from Frosty. He got the run
Might
out of
have been a
chicane.
bit
Is
premature,
Frosty
though.
going to get the run? Frosty's going to get the run. He's got the slipstream. Apparently there's yellow flags down the main straight, according to the
I
marshals.
think that was just for Crazy Buttocks, sorry. Look at that's Squeakers in Buttocks. There's a massive deal going on here.
Crazy's gotten in front of Squeaks and Yukfu and in 4th place, and if Luckman or Taz need to pit in again, Crazy's in for a good podium because Crazy does not need to pit in. Yukfu, I could hear that one then between Yukfu and Squeaks. This has suddenly gotten exciting. Are we going to see another Athenheim-esque move around the outside into here, or is Yukfu going to try it around the inside? Oh, he's giving a nudge, he's giving a nudge. That didn't look to cause an incident there. That was very close. That could have ended disastrously.
I think Squeakers might have the pace. I might be mistaken, but I think he's just got the pace over Crazy in most of this.
Squeaks, he's following him through the Schumacher race. Is he going to get the run?
It's interesting these two because we're looking at two people with very switched roles in terms of equipment. Because obviously Squeakers went from a wheel to a controller, which is a weird one, and then obviously Crazy's gone from field. So right now they're very similarly paced. It looks like.
I just noticed the helmet of Crazy looking up into his mirrors, judging whereabouts Squeakers is on the track. It's a cool little animation from Gran Turismo. I've never really noticed that before.
Well, so well.
Budge has got the run out on of the chicane, it looks like. Are we going to see a move into turn 1? They're looking a bit too far apart at the moment. Budge is half a second to Yukfu, and Squeaks is he's how far? He's 2 tenths behind Crazy and gaining, but it's not going to be enough. How late is he going to brake? It's not going to be enough.
He's going to go.
He's trying to take a wide entry, try and get the run out of the first corner into the second one. We've seen a couple of people try that before.
This not quite on the exit. Both of them looking fairly sloppy through there. No offense.
Well, it's our job as a
Taz
commentator
Forever.
to judge what's going on.
That's forever appears to have jumped Hookley, or was he ahead of Hookley the entire time? Because he's maintaining a very good gap. Both of them similar tyre levels, but fuel levels.
Here we go then, the run
quite
with
similar.
Squeaks on the back of Crazy. Here we come then, out the hairpin. Squeaks looked to have had a bit of a moment there. He looked at Athenheim's in again. Athenheim's in, making his second pit stop as predicted. He pitted in very early. Is this just going to be a pit stop for fuel because he's on very low fuel and his tyre life's looking good? It's more, I can't see him changing tyres, but he is going to do it anyway. Why don't you just go out there and prove me wrong? Taz is coming through the final corner.
No, I think Squeakers getting all that. He clipped the curb on the outside. I saw.
And Yukfu and Budge are going side by side with the Jombi just in front. The lapped car, there's Johnby and Foxy
Foxy's
are
gonna go
going
down the
battling.
inside.
Foxy's going down the inside. Yukfu's
This is
trying to lap
insane.
Foxy, and Foxy's gone off.
Foxy's gonna have
Yukfu's
to
had to cut the
run
corner. Johnby's cut the corner. Budge has managed to
Hang
try
on,
and make that one safe.
Foxy got reset, didn't he? Why am I
Johnby's
mistaken?
in. Budge has now got the run on Yukfu. If Yukfu tried to lap him, and now here comes Budge. Here comes Budge, less than a 10th. Pulls over, down the inside. Is he going to get it? Is he going to brake late enough, or is he going to do it on the straight? He's still gaining, and he's through. I believe it looks relatively game, set, and match. Yukfu nearly turned in there, actually. That's nearly could have been curtains. No, he came very close to doing so. Frosty's now in 9th. Oh, how has this race gone so bad for Frosty? I don't know.
He's dropped from what was an amazing position. He was 4 seconds out, or more actually, wasn't he?
Taz is ahead of Luckman. Is Taz always been ahead of Luckman, or has he just recently gotten in front?
That's the question I was asking earlier. I think Taz was ahead on the pits, and he's got the undercut. Luckman, he seems to be managing the gap though. Last lap I checked, it was about the same.
That could get interesting between Foxy and Johnby after the race, after they seemingly didn't. I don't know whether they were aware of Yukfu and was Yukfu and Budge one. Yeah, Yukfu and Budge and Squeaks were all trying to lap them, whilst Foxy was trying to get past Johnby, and that just really caused chaos down at the chicane. There are rules regarding lapped cars having battles in front of other front runners. I believe it's that the 2 lapped cars have to let the leaders through before doing the battle. We saw that in real life in Formula 1 in Singapore, and there was penalties given out. I may have to mention that in the steward's inquiry about rules. It could get interesting.
Yeah, obviously IGTL heavily focused around Formula 1-esque rules. Seems like probably the more fair option to run it like. How are we looking generally? We've got 4 laps to go. Athenium with a fairly dominant lead. It's gone down since he made his pit, but that's kind of only obvious.
No, it's gone up since he made his pit stop. He's managed to pull out a gap. It was like 4 seconds when Athenium came out just ahead of Taz and Lockman. So it turns out that tyre change that I was saying he probably shouldn't have done, he has gone on mediums, and he fueled up enough. I wonder if he's going to go for the fastest lap, which currently is owned by Lockman.
Yep. I saw him going purple in one section, and I think, yeah.
Squeak's getting a bit of a power slide on through turn 5.
We've got Taz in 2nd, looking
or 4.
Probably one of the closest people on track at the moment. Crazy, not quite islanded, he's 23 seconds behind the top 3, but Squeak's only 2 seconds out. Squeak is, as we mentioned, 5th. Yukfu running in 6th at the moment. Budge Fett's 7th. Oh, skipped out Easy Geezer there, currently going to lap X with Frosty. Not currently going to lap Frosty there, sorry about that. Frosty hanging down in 9th, M3 currently in 10th. Kabuki in an unfortunate 11th. Foxy getting a bit of a tailspin on there, and Johnby in 3rd.
Is this the last? Is this the last pre-season race?
Yes, I believe so.
And then the next race will be the actual season.
5. Yeah, 4.555. That's a cracking that.
So, as we were saying, Luckman's in, actually. That's interesting. Where's Crazy coming through the chicane now? Luckman's
if you look at the
in.
Fuel,
Luckman is just a tyres. It's a tyre change. And that means that Taz
TNT.
I think he's going to try, but I think he's left it too late. Crazy's coming down the main straight now, so it's definitely not moved on.
Behind. This might be too much to ask.
I reckon he's left it too late if he's going to try and do what TNT did in Suzuka. Or he's just seen Athenium. Or he's just seen Athenium set that fastest lap, and he's like, yeah, right, I'm getting my fastest lap back.
There is that. Is there points for the fastest lap in the season? I don't believe there is, is there?
No, but it's just for pride, really, isn't it?
Yeah, novelty. So Athenium currently going for the S's now. This has been pretty much a dominant race for him. He did the exact same thing he did in Suzuka at the very start of the race. Just immediately moved up through the pack with I'm guessing we won't be watching him, but I'm guessing with some proper red. I've forgotten the word. Ignore that.
Yuck Fu looked to have gone slow through the hairpin. That has allowed Budge to.
This race is really just settling down for us. So it's nice and calm.
It has settled down for the ending, as is with the case with a lot of motor racing. And toward the end, everyone starts to get gaps. It's been a decent race though. There has been a lot of on-track action. There's not been so many collisions, or at least I've not picked up on any. I think the most memorable incident throughout the race was that one at the chicane with Foxy, Zombie, Yuck Fu and Budge. Speaking of which, Budge and Yuck Fu are going through the chicane now, and Budge has really closed the gap up on Yuck Fu, and he's in fact still closing coming into the final corner.
All of a sudden,
an exit here, and it looks like Budge might be able to get past Yuck Fu, similar to how Yuck Fu got past him, I believe. And here he comes on the straight. Yuck Fu's gone defensive,
might be the best option.
I don't know whether this is going to work. He's forcing Budge to go around the outside, though. We've not seen anyone go around the outside this turn one and make it stick. Is Budge going to be the one? No, it's not. It's not.
Too wide.
That is a corner you can go defensive on, and it works. There are some when it doesn't always work, and that has worked on that occasion. Yuck Fu's going to have to do that for the remaining 3 laps of this race, because it looks like if Budge can keep with him, he's going to have to constantly get. So now what Budge has got to do is he's going to go for it here. He's going to go for it here instead, and he's already got the inside line, and he's already ahead. Okay, that caught me by surprise. I don't know about Yuck Fu, but that definitely caught me by surprise.
It's instantaneous. I was even off the screen when I saw that go, like, immediate.
Well, that is definitely something I was not anticipating. I don't know about anyone else, but I was half expecting Budge to just try and stick with Yuck Fu the whole way around the lap and have a go again and try to determine whether he's capable of getting that inside line in time.
Right, well, we've got 2 laps to go. Everything pretty much settled down. I think there's another gap opening up between Yuck Fu. Yep. Anyone else close on track? Do not believe so. Jumping and Foxy are about 5 seconds apart, but I wouldn't guess anything's happening there. Foxy closing the gap on Zombie, but I wouldn't personally say anything would happen close to it.
Not much is happening at the moment. Yuck Fu has dropped over a second behind Budge, so it looks like that battle is over. One thing that I have just literally now picked up on is that Budge is on mediums and Yuck Fu's on hard, so that might have made the difference in that battle.
Yeah, and I think that also makes sense to why he's all of a sudden like properly gapping Yuck Fu.
He just seemed to have. Speaking of Luckman, actually has got the gap down to 5 seconds, but it doesn't seem to be going down.
Yeah, with 1.5 laps to go.
Much more. I don't think it's going to happen. It's 5 seconds. It's not the 12 seconds it had when he came out the pits.
However, he has done what you predicted. He's put in the fastest lap.
And he has got visual on Taz.
In fact, he is dropping the gap quite quickly. I wouldn't say it's enough, but obviously we said it wasn't enough when TNT originally put it.
TNT might have started something we might have to come to expect throughout these races.
No, if you're having a close battle of track for a good position, expect the car behind you to have a cheeky pit in. And expect a thunderstorm coming straight your way.
Someone's spawned, someone's round, it's Foxy, he's round coming on the straight bit between turns 4 and 5.
No, because Foxy was gaining on the Zombie as well. So
oh no, it's not even between turns 4 and 5, he must have gone off at the first corner. I was fooled by the track map.
It's unfortunate for him, I believe he was actually gaining on the Zombie. I saw 2.4
Luckman's gap is now under 4 seconds into the final lap of the race. That lap though that he set was nearly a second slower than his lap on lap 20.
Look at the times. He might be able to make this.
I've just noticed that Taz has been setting 152s. Luckman said a 149. That's like 3 seconds quicker. Is it going to be enough? The thing is, though, catching someone and overtaking them are 2 completely different things, and that looks like that's something. Looks like something Luckman's about to experience firsthand.
Taz's track position will almost definitely go defensive. Look at this, 2.8. Let's go on board with Woodward just to see how he looks. In fact, I don't know if we should do that because we've got Athenheim close to the line. Now we'll do it.
Athenheim's heading through that second S now.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. 2 seconds, the gap's ever dropping. Bit squirrely through there, 2.1, he's actually going to gain a bit of time from that squirrel. Commentator's curse, would you say?
I'm not sure. It's less than 2 seconds to Luckman and Taz. This is about to get exciting.
I don't think you can do it. Look at, like, even with the pace.
Even though Athenheim's heading toward that final corner on lap 22 of 22. It's been a fantastic race. He's yet done what he did in Suzuka. He's avoided contact in the opening stages of the race, and he's pulled through a victory on a 2-stop strategy. It's Athenheim, then your winner tonight for race 2. Who's going to grab second? Luckman's within a second, but he's not close enough. One more lap, and I reckon Luckman would have had him. It was very nearly a good strategy move right at the end. We were questioning it ourselves. It's half a second. It's not enough. 4 attempts. He gave us his best shot. Crazy coming home in 4th yet again.
He's been a consistent night more than anything for Crazy.
He's been relatively quiet as Crazy. He's not been doing anything crazy, unlike his name suggests. But he has been involved in his fair share of battles. We've got Squeakers who came home in 5th, 6th for Budge Fett, 7th is Extra Frosty, 8th is Yuck Fu in the end, 9th is Easy Geezer, ERTM3 guy is in 10th, Fabuki's in 11th, John B 12th and 13th Foxy, and your DNF was Adder. Overall then, here it is, Athenheim, your winner in both races I believe. He did win the first one, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes, so he did indeed win race 1 and race 2, both really impressively.
We've had a few properly close battles throughout the field. It's often been very much scattered.
We've also had a couple of incidents throughout the field.
Yeah, I guess some big incidents, to be honest. You've got to say, through all that, one man remained dominant today. The Athenheim has won both races.
I'm afraid no, Ben Doyle, that is it for tonight, but there will be more other times. So unfortunately that's not any more of this. But if you did enjoy this, then, and you haven't already, then please subscribe to the channel and subscribe to Tay or Kagamin Rin, Goddess of Destruction. I don't know. However you spell it.
Let me hear you say it. Kagamine.
Kagamine. Yes. So do subscribe to my channel as well as his, if you can find it. And what's with next week? So this is the last of the pre-season. When's the actual season? Do you know? Do you know when's the actual season?
I do not. I believe it'll be after Christmas.
It'll be after Christmas, right? I reckon we'll be probably starting the Group 3s and the Group 2s at the same time then. That would make sense. So yeah, as you've probably heard, there will be a Group 3 series in January, as is with this. So the Group 3s won't be streamed, but they'll still be on the channel, so subscribe for that as well. And as well as continuing to stream these Group 2s, because as you saw there are some incredible racing throughout the field, and this is only Lobby B. Imagine what Lobby A looks like.
Full of aliens.
So we'll see you some other time then. I'm going to end the stream. Are you ending yours?
Yeah, I'll try. Alright, see you.
Bye.